Hi, it's Molly. Welcome back as we are moving through this series I'm doing for you on the energies of the Descendant in your chart. The Descendant is always the opposite astrology sign from your rising sign or ascendant. And in this case, we're looking at if you have Aquarius rising, then you would have Leo energy on the descendant. And the descendant is the energetics of where you like to connect, what you seek out or appreciate in others, the energies that you tend to draw in and interact with. And it's essentially your own energies that you're seeking to explore and understand through another. And so there can be themes that you realize around the energy signature of your descendant sign, where you start to see how perhaps certain key people in your life or significant relationships or just people you enjoy have those qualities of that astrology sign, which would be Leo in this example. So I'm talking through all of the astrology signs on the descendant in this series. And please note that this is more advanced, more intermediate advanced astrology. It's more complicated because astrology only becomes more complicated the more that you explore it and learn it. And also, this is not your chart, right? So I am reading this chart and giving you ways to interpret your own chart, how to take some of the key themes and look at your own chart in regards to what I'm showing you. I know too that we tend to watch these videos because it's about you, right? So if you have Aquarius Rising, chances are you're watching this video. But I'm doing this series as a full teaching series. So you're going to be learning stuff in each video that's different. So in every video, I'm teaching and basically showing something different or new to look at as well. So you can watch the whole series and gain a lot from understanding more about the descendant and how to interpret the energies. So Leo on the descendant would signify the energies that you are attracted to or that you are even unconsciously pulling into your experience will embody some of these Leo strengths, such as creativity, confidence, pride, someone who is their own person. This can be leadership energies. This could be somebody famous, somebody in the spotlight. Now, I realize that isn't likely, but of course, that's part of the Leo energy. It's someone who is seen, who is known. Maybe they are prominent. Maybe you look for that in your partnerships or in your friendships or people that you hang around with or enjoy being with, is that you like these Leo qualities because it brings out that energy in yourself. And keep in mind that even as we discuss this and talk about qualities in the other, there is a mirroring effect with the descendant. The energies that are mirrored back to you that show you more about who you are, what you want, what you need. Leo can be quite colorful, playful, fun. The energy can come across even as someone who is childlike, who has that energy of let's just go play and have fun. This can be a Peter Pan energy, the energy of someone who never grows up. But it can also be the more evolved, conscious Leo who knows themselves, who are confident in their own skin, who know their strengths and even perhaps understand more of what they want to be doing and moving through in this life. The Leo energies are often warm, and there is a warmth that is sought after with Leo in your chart. Now, Leo is ruled by the sun. So this particular descendant energy focuses on your own sun sign, who you are. And so that's what you would look at is your sun sign. In this chart, we can see that it is at 21 degrees of Gemini. And of course, your sun can be in any astrological sign. But you would then look at, well, who am I? And understanding more about your own values, needs, self-identity, and how you take those into connections, how you stand in the strength, the pride, and essentially shine your own light in those connections, which means you need someone who's equally as strong. This is partnerships where each person can be their own self and can understand their own strengths. And it's looking at, well, what is our capacity then to share energy, to be vulnerable? And those are things that can come up as well, because that Leo energy can be very contained. So you'd want to assess, do my relational dynamics allow other people to shine their light and be who they are? Or is this a part of you? Is this Leo expression a part of you that's looking to be the star of the connection or the star of the relationship? So that is important to assess. Now, your sun sign, of course, is your sense of self. It is who you are, how you are learning more about your strengths, where your energy is designed to rise and develop and grow, how you are basically confident in your own skin. And so again, the qualities of your sun sign will also be shining and coming through here. And again, with the Leo energy, it can be quite strong, and it can be a look at me quality as well. Now you'll notice in this chart that the moon is in Leo, conjunct the Descendant. And I just want to note that when the moon is near the Descendant, especially on the side of the 7th house or in the 7th house, there is more desire for connection, because that moon is your personal internal world. It's where you are looking to really get to know someone and have them get to know you. If the moon is near the Descendant or in the 7th house, there's a desire for connections, to really understand more about who you are getting to know and how they get to know you. This moon in Leo would also highlight one's emotional needs, feelings, expression, needing to be able to express oneself actively and regularly in connections. And again, this is prominent when the moon is on the Descendant or in the 7th house in any sign. By the way, I know it's in Leo here and we're talking about Leo, but the moon could be in Virgo, or the moon could be in Libra, or it could be anywhere in the 7th house. And that is wanting to open up and be more personal. This could even be wearing your heart on your sleeve. This could even be a desire to really have someone in your daily life and daily world. Now that moon makes it also opposite the Ascendant. The Ascendant is first impressions, how people view you before they know you, the qualities they would use to describe you, how you come across, which can be both conscious and unconscious. And in Aquarius here, it can be someone who is certainly their own person, independent, maybe avant-garde, could be rebellious, quite brilliant, genius, and also ahead of their time. So those are some of the general qualities of that Aquarius rising. And with the opposite sign over here in the relationship sector, it means that people see this part of you first, and then they get to know you through more of these Leo energies. And if the moon is there, then the moon is certainly going to be more of who you truly are, your raw self, your raw self. So keep that in mind. If you have moon on the Descendant or moon in the 7th house, there's more desire for personal connections regularly and really wanting that as part of your, even a sense of feeling good about who you are in connections and really trusting what those lunar energies might be for you. So with the Leo Descendant, the energies here also prefer consistency, reliability, stability. There can be a desire as well to need to have regular fun and to incorporate that into connections and relationships that really work for you. So again, Leo is ruled by the sun. So you would go to your sun sign, wherever it is in your chart, whichever astrological sign it's in, whichever house it's in. Because this is where really knowing yourself, who you are, what you need, what matters to you, is really going to benefit the right relationships for you. And you'll probably notice that, of course, that it doesn't mean that all your relationships need to involve somebody with Leo qualities per se, but it does require that you know who you are, what you want, what you're looking for, and the ability to express that in a healthy way. So here we have again that sun in Gemini. So this is someone who values communications, daily exchanges, someone maybe who can really share their life, share their home in the fourth house with someone, be able to have those connections that are safe. This individual could certainly be more of a hermit and prefer to have space and time in their private world to do their own thing. And that could be an interesting thing to understand, especially with that moon in Leo that can be more visible and more demonstrative. So you're looking at your sun sign and what your sun sign needs, and really being able to understand that as you bring it into connections, into relationships. Now, obviously, this is true for everybody, but it rises in importance with that Leo on the Descendant. And also with this Leo energy, there can be a rigidness, a stubbornness, a lack of compromise at times, whether that is through your own energy or through a partnership. This also brings up one's capacity to share, because the Descendant, being the start of the seventh house, is about sharing energies and how you do so without it feeling like a threat or that it harms your sense of self. It's kind of like being able to share the stage, so to speak, especially when there are two strong personalities involved. So that's just one scenario, but something to be aware of when you have Leo on the Descendant. And it's also looking at what you want acknowledged and recognized by a partner. And so I feel like love language is really important in the Leo Descendant. And the ability to receive and give love would be very important here. And that, of course, can be something you've learned through time, through other connections and relationships. But the Leo energy really needs to be recognized and wants to be valued. And so you want that and need that in a partnership to really feel that love, the romance as well. So these are just some key things to be aware of with Leo on the Descendant. And again, going to your natal sun to understand more about who you are, what you want, what you need, how you bring that into your connections. And then for those of you who want to go further into this examination, you would then also look at your sun sign and aspects to your sun sign. And so in this chart, you can see that here we have Mars in Libra trining the sun in Gemini. And so this brings in more action energy, conversation, compromise, willing to work it out, talk it through. And this Mars in Libra in the 8th house is actually motivated to move forward when there's consensus, when there is also something that can be a win-win. That again, there's a strong communication element with these air signs of Gemini and Libra. So I hope this gives you some things to look at in your own chart and to understand, as well as to really reflect on, well, how has this Leo energy shown up in my life? How has it shown up through me and through partnerships, connections, collaborations? And what is rising up in your awareness around what love means, what romance means to you, what partnership means to you, and also, of course, your love language, and making sure that that is something that you're aware of as you bring it into your connections. So thank you for joining me for this video. We're going to keep rolling through the astrological signs. The next video will focus on Virgo, on the Descendant. And be sure and check out the rest of the videos in this series if this is something you want to learn and understand even more. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you back here soon.